Hey, welcome here, welcome back, man. It's that guy, Loads of Gifts. Just cutting a quick video here. It's been a little break in between this game on Thursday against the Dallas Cowboys, and we're heading into this matchup against the Seahawks. We're looking, pretty good against the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football, and yeah, we're gonna have to be prepared, kind of be ready for that on the defensive side of the ball. But then at the same time, in offense, man, we're gonna have to be ready to put up some points. And that no touchdown stuff is obviously not gonna fly in most likely case. So we hope that's just gonna be better going in there. But that's not really what this is about, man. It's just to touch on how we're taking these fields after the first four games. I already had my preseason predictions, whatever. But still, we're at this point in the season now. We are 1-3, and we're just kind of getting through the rough part of it. Initial rough part of it when you see the record at 1-3. We've already been through the 0-2 stage, so it's kind of like, when you're 0-2, it's already bad business. But 1-3 is not a good look either. And some people might be coming down a little from their initial opening season highs and ambitions and stuff like that, and it's okay to be expected. But it's part of the fan, man. It's a long season, and even though my channel is as blue as it gets around here, we do want to see winning football. So it's a long season to go, and there's a lot of games to go. We should see some promising football at least, and if not, the things that we see on it, man, they're going to be gone more than likely in the next season. And that's what comes about not trying to get caught up too much on our preseason hopes and trying to kind of project that onto the players on the roster. And when they don't meet those type of ambitions that we might have had for the season, we can't let it, just get too um, disheartening at the same time, but we can't be too forgiving to the fact that the play on the field is the play on the field, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's just not, you know, people out there have been going through it this week around their feelings around Daniel's play, and of course, as he always is a subject on this channel sometimes, or just in the team because he is the QB1. He feels some type of way that he gets so much of the blame, stuff like the missed shots and things like that, and the receiver drop passes or blocking if there were something to complain about from there. It's all understandable and some rights, many rights in the previous seasons that we've had. But this is the whole process of us really taking the 24 season here and holding the players more to their own respects to the play that they put on the field, man, and how we're supposed to appreciate that and how that's supposed to say about whatever about their position in the depth chart on the team at the very, very, very least. Um, and that's just what it's going to be, man. So if Daniel's going to play up throughout the rest of the season, Daniel's going to play up to the rest of the season. And he's going to play up to such a point where all questions are extinguished and expelled. It's tough to say he's going to take. It's going to take some seriously up QB1 type play, and Sam Darnold's a good example of some of that, but the consistency and the winning and the all that comes along with it is another thing. And it still does not, you know, just separate everything else that came before. There's a whole body of work for it, I guess, in regards to that. So when people get upset about it, man, if you have a Giants fan in your family, your friends, your circle, whatever, or fellow Giants fans you might meet every once in a while, and they're like, man, yeah, I wish, it just sucks, Daniel. It's just like, hey, man, this play is what this play is, bro. We can't, protect Daniel from his own play sometimes. They protect him up front on the line. They protect him, and the coaching staff or whatever, and then the players catching the balls and running the ball and shit like that is all things that are there to support Daniel and the QB play in general. And just getting through that now, and it's tough for people coming down off it. They feel like they got some misplaced fandom sometimes when they feel like they're thinking bad about the team when they should be thinking better about the team because they are, Giants fans. And I understand a lot of that, but when we're trying to really move this whole thing on, man, from what it's been, comes down, it's bigger than just that one player. You feel me? It's bigger than just any one player like that in total. It's like they kind of displayed it with Saquon Barkley. The team's still bigger than him. I'll be a fan of him, the player, probably for forever, in most respects. But still, you have to envision a team without him on it, just like we had to envision this team without Eli or Michael Strahan or Justin Tuck or Tiki Barber, Ike Hilliard, or Monty Toomer, Jeremy Shockey, uh, Antonio Pierce, anybody else, Keith Hamilton, defensive players, Jason Sehorns. It's all a process of the legacy of this team coming together, and not all of them are winners and bangers like that. But when it comes time to that, the team itself to really try to make that next step forward, man, we can't be afraid of looking towards things, possibly like the draft to kind of resolve that and uplift the position of play that we're getting right now. And that's what it's all about. You shouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, we sat around with the quarterback that we've had for all these years, and we've seen plenty of quarterbacks every season. There's another one drafted, two or so drafted, that play well to some extent and have people mostly satisfied with the play and the future of the franchise. So why should we be any different? This is the thing that's always confused me about the Giants. Not that I get into, at least for these last so years, man, even 8 years, not just DJ entirety of this, but just whenever it comes to this team to try to do something that's supposed to fix itself, there's so much of this fan base that seems just opposed to them doing the right thing, right? And then we get is the greatest suggestions and the most pounding of suggestions for the worst thing of the fucking franchise to do, and then somehow the franchise goes and does those things and they turn out bad. You know what I mean? Like this whole situation around our QB play right now, whether you want to call it bad, terrible, not great, okay, so, decent, passable, serviceable, anything else you want to name up in there, all pro, not all pro, bench worthy, starter worthy, QB status 1, QB status 2, backup play, worst quarterback, 32 out of 32, 16 out of 16, 20 out of 32. It don't matter where you want to play it, really. It's just this whole comparison thing about it that we have here and then trying to take it to the outside of this franchise is done for. We already explained that 2 videos ago when I said, the search for Daniel Jones continued. That search is now ceased and desist, and we have discovered Daniel. And we are taking Daniel, the experiment and the discovery of Daniel, and letting it just be displayed as a team as it is, man. You know, so take these next 13 games and take them as a fandom and appreciate the play, the good play that we see out there. If it's played up, Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson and Darius Slayton and Devin Singletary and the offensive line is playing up and the defensive side is playing up and Cordell Flott and Jason Pinnock and Banks and all them, man, and Bobby Okereke and all them are playing well, then that's what's up, man. And the victories hopefully will come. But this no touchdown stuff is not going to work. This losing field goal stuff is not going to work. The previous week stuff is not going to work. And it's crying and whining that the quarterback is catching some flack for not being very well behind the play that he has been putting on. Is just, it is what it is. And that's the problem that people are having now. They're struggling through. And that's okay. We understand that. And that's why this channel exists in some way, as blue as it gets. So they can come and feel like I feel sometime after these games. I'd be as blue as it gets when I see this team playing like they play sometimes. That's terrible. This channel doesn't exist solely because the team is bad. My fandom doesn't solely exist because the team has been terrible. No, this is just an expression of that and the entirety of it. What I've come up with as blue as it gets. Because I'm as blue as it gets when it comes to being a Giants fan. And I'd be as blue as it gets after these fucking games. Sometimes, okay? I hope you understand that. I hope you can better accept that and not take what I say and the tone in which I say it sometimes too personal, too direct, too profoundly to the point where you question your whole fan and what you've been doing with it these last 6, 7, 8 years. That's not what this is. This is here in a sharing of understanding, okay? A sharing of understanding, the communication that we are all in understanding and support of making the team play better at the QB position in particular these next seasons coming up. Now, is that to include Daniel Jones in some fashion on this roster? I really don't care. I'm really not really concerned with that whatsoever. That is John Merritt, Joe Schoen, and all them's problems, okay? Because we're over here, we don't get none of that, okay? I don't have any type of income from them. State I have to care or put so much of an effort or forefront on, or a front on for this franchise. Okay, that's just not what it is. This is my channel. This is as blue as it gets. Like it or hate it. Appreciate y'all stopping by for this short one. Let's get into this next season or not this next season, the rest of this season, and just, be real chill about it and welcoming to this experience that we are going to be getting for the next 13 games, hopefully play up. Let's go. Peace.